going. I know there's trolls in the comments, but yeah, forget about it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really very much agree with what you're saying. Let's go. Thank you very much. Appreciate the donations as well. They help a lot too. But yeah, literally, you say Paul literally can. God literally said you can keep the woman for yourself. Numbers 30, chapter 31, verse 17 to 18. Literally says you can literally slaughter innocent people. Literally speaks about that. So it's literally factual. And I don't have all the verses on the top of my head, but if I really wanted to, I can memorize a ton of verses. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you so much. I could memorize a ton of verses as well. But I'm just bringing up the facts, and the facts can be upsetting. I know the facts can be upsetting, but these are just truthful facts about what you believe, and I'm trying to help you. You need me to save you. Hey, would you?
So, I would like to debate about why do you think God is imaginary?
No evidence. Do you have any?
Yes.
Okay, where's your evidence?
I won't use the Bible. If you go to Israel,
Thank you so much for the roses. Thank you so much for the roses. Thank you so much for the gifts. Yeah, what's your point?
there is a museum in Israel where it shows the tomb of Jesus and his cloth that was put over his face when he died before he resurrected. And it shows the outline of his face. And they would have his body.
That was Jesus and that he rose from the dead. And how does a cloth show the outline of someone's face? That wouldn't even that wouldn't even last that long. The only thing that would last that long is bones. So that's already false. That's not true at all. And that doesn't prove that he rose from the dead regardless. That could have been planted. There's no provable evidence, immutable evidence that proves that he was a god and that he rose from the dead, resurrected. So can you show me evidence, or are you just going to keep...
I wasn't done speaking. The cloth, it shows an outline of his face, and if there's no body or bones, why do you think that is, if there's no body or bones?
Again, how does this prove he resurrected?
Because there's no bones or a body found a few days later.
What museum is this? Is this irrefutable evidence?
It's somewhere in Israel. That's all I know. I forgot the name.
And okay, you conveniently forgot the name. Very good. And how is this? And where's the evidence of that? That he rose.
I'm asking, why do you think?
How do you know that was God and that wasn't planted there? That's probably the most likely outcome. No?
Because the women at the time that found the rock moved. Don't you think the guard that was guarding him would have saw something, and the women?
No, not necessarily. You're just presupposing that. That's not necessarily true. No, I think most likely they're probably lying. In fact, there's contradictions between the Gospels and what actually happened, most likely because they were written decades after he died. So regardless, that's not necessarily true.
So it's not true because
there's not enough
you think they're lying?
That's most likely the outcome, and there's not even any evidence of the fact that was the case. The Gospels contradict each other. Most likely, there's not even any refutable actual evidence that shows it, so I can't really say it to be true. Anyways, this person's been giving gifts so much. What do you have to say? Thank you so much for the roses. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Would you...
Finally. Are you ready?
Ready for what?
Okay. So you've seen by the past 3 people, you have your own examples of a motivation being hope, not an emotion. The emotions are not flaring about this. It's the motivation. They need this. It's hope. Therefore, you don't mess with their God. Leave them alone. That's all I was saying. And don't say that you didn't see that.
Well, it's rational.
The same way, well, actually, it's not even the same. They want it more than I want to be right.
Well, here's the issue: is that they're basing their belief off of things that are not true, and that's actually harmful
That's
for
the point. No, that's the point. You're arguing with these people do not need a reason.
Exactly, that's the issue. It's like arguing with a flat earther. They don't need it. Like this.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. The whole point is faith, and it's something that is a motivation. But it's a motivation. And are you saying that we should just get rid of all these people? Because that's what you're going to do. That's what you're doing basically by getting rid of their motivation.
No, I'm just saying that we should critically think. And once they critically think, they'll realize hopefully that...
have our religions teach them better.
Pardon?
not. I said we should have the religions teach them better. But the
No, I
fact
think we
is,
should just not have religions that aren't based on science and they're just thousands of years old, written by
that's
people
fine. The thing is, they change religion all the time, so you can have that. But my whole thing is, leave their God alone. Don't take it out.
There's
Just
no
change.
evidence. I'm just
No,
showing
doesn't
that.
have to. As in, they don't need evidence. It's their motivation.
You need evidence to become to rational things, or else we're
No,
just
you
not
don't.
operating
You
in
need
reality.
evidence. They
We're just
don't.
pretending
That's
that.
because their God gave them their proof. That's what I'm saying.
It's real. They have no proof. They're just
Evidence.
going off feelings. That's the
The
issue.
evidence is there. It's not a feeling. It's a motivation. Look it up. Motivation is
motivation
separate. Look. Hold on. I have the words. Okay. Some therapist. It was some CR somebody. I don't fucking know. But he said that it is separate from a religion, from a feeling. It's not an emotion. It's a motivation. Motivation is separate. It's an agency and it's a something else. You can literally look it up. I can give you the name if you will wait 2 seconds. I can look over right there at my notes. But the thing is, it is a motivation. It is not it's not a what you call it. So the thing is, people need religion. They need faith. And they're no. It is horrendous, but it's the truth. I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I'm just saying that you need to change the religion's beliefs.
Necessarily
as a
mean religion. This motivation thing is listen. It's not based in fact. It's subjective. There's no evidence. Again, just because you have a feeling, it doesn't constitute as evidence, and it's not rational. And that's the issue when you're basing
actual evidence. My evidence is that it is motivation. You literally saw.
Motivation is literally a feeling.
Okay, well, when you're done with all of this, Google it. I will give you another gift, but just make sure you Google it, and you can email me when you find out I'm right. Okay? That'll be.
I won't be emailing you because you're not correct, but by all means, sure, I'll look into it and unsurprisingly realize that you were wrong. Or, yeah, you just waffled stuff that I didn't like. I don't know. Hey, what you want to debate?
You want to know if God, Yahweh, is real, correct? You want to know if the Messiah is real, correct?
My fault, I glitched out. What do you want to debate?
You want to know if God, Yahweh, is real, and you want to know if the Messiah is real, correct?
I'm waiting for your evidence. Can you show me the evidence?
Jesus' real name is Joshua, and I'm in the room with you right now. I'm letting you know I'm very real, and so is my father.
Okay. I'm gonna move on to the next person. Hey, what do you want to debate?
So basically, I think that God is actually real.
Where's your
And
evidence?
more evidence. First of all, I've seen him in the mirror, right behind me, grabbing me by my nutsack and giving me a kiss on my neck. That's how I know he's real. I've seen him.
Wow. Wowzers. I can't believe he did that.
When you have Jesus Christ kissing you on the neck, right, and he's kissing you good and he's holding you, you can feel it and you can know that it's true, because if you see it and you feel it, it's absolutely not wrong.
Wow. I believe that anecdote. I believe that. Hallelujah. That is the best evidence we've heard so far.
I'm happy you've come around.
Thank you
He
so
just
much.
loves all of you. He loves you just probably as much as me. Maybe not as
I
much,
hope.
but
I hope.
probably like 95%. He loves people genuinely, but you know, if you're not going to believe in him, then
Hallelujah, man. Hallelujah, man. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. Okay, this person didn't join. Oh, did I not add them in? All right, do double tap the screen, everyone. Also, go check out the YouTube for my other debates, and feel free to subscribe. It helps go a long way and keep the lives going. And join the guest request if you want to debate. Make sure you're 18 and above, and make sure you disagree with the prompt above. Hey, what you want to debate?
Hey, what's going on, my man? So I heard you earlier say that all morality is subjective, correct?
Correct.
So, based on your second point there, go vegan, would you consider anybody that is not vegan an immoral person?
Yes, I would.
Okay, so that would mean you have a standard for your morality system that is not being met for you think people are less moral. If you truly believed all morality was subjective, you would not disagree about
No, I can believe it's subjectively
Therefore,
immoral.
you believe there is an objective moral
No,
standard.
you can believe morality is subjectively immoral. You can believe that. You do realize that it would just be subjective. That's possible. You do realize that, okay?
No, no, that's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying. Is if you believe it's subjective, you would not.
I can believe it's subjective and disagree with what people are doing. That's not logically contradictory. It'd just be dependent on my feelings, and I acknowledge that. And what I'm trying to do is convince them to their subjective morals that it's wrong too. That's how it literally works. That's morality. You've not debunked anything or disproven anything that I've said. Realize that. Oh, my fault. L internet. I don't know why it's going out so much. My apologies. I don't know why it's going out so much. I'm back. My apologies. Double tap the screen, everyone. I'm sorry to that guy. My apologies. McDonald's Wi-Fi, L internet. Yes, I know. My apologies. Double tap the screen though. Hey, what you want to debate?
Hey, I don't know if it's necessarily debate, but just more like a conversation, I guess, about the top point. God is imaginary. So I guess my whole thing is like, I think that things like science can't answer or ask certain questions, like with regard to like meaning or things like
I'd
that.
love to have a long, nice discussion, my dear boy. Just listen. I'd love to have a long, nice discussion, but if you don't want to debate, I'm moving to the next person who does.
I mean, I
Okay. All right, moving on. Listen, make sure you're 18 years old and over in the guest request. Don't join if you're not above the age of 18. Double tap the screen and feel free to subscribe as well. Helps keep the lives going too. Hey, what you want to debate?
Hey man, I am 22 years old in real life, just for a disclaimer. And
Right.
I guess maybe not really a debate per se, but maybe just a regular conversation. Like, obviously, I myself am a believer in God, but I'm also agnostic because
I'm not looking for a conversation. There's people who actually want to have a debate. I need debates. I need people who disagree.
I got
Not conversation.
hello. Hello.
Debate. What do you want to debate?
I got a point. God gave us meat to eat, like
God
cows,
gave us meat. Can you prove that?
chickens.
Where's your evidence?
There's no
Where's your
evidence.
evidence God exists?
That's what we eat. Adam
No,
and
that God
Eve
is
couldn't
real.
eat the apple. And that's a fruit,
Where's
not a
the
meat.
evidence God is? Where's the evidence
Where's
God
the
is
evidence is
real?
what? Read the Bible.
The road. But we can't use the Bible to prove the Bible. That's called second reasoning, my dear boy. So again, where's the evidence?
Your mum's minge.
No evidence. Oh, man, why would he ask something like that, man? Damn, I almost had him until he asked me for evidence and everything coming apart. Appreciate the roses. Thank you to the
Oh, can you hear
roses.
me? There's too much background noise.
Hey, what you want to debate?
About the evolution. No, not the evolution, sorry, the vegan part.
Okay, why aren't you vegan?
Think about it. There's even in the animal world, there's predators and there are, was that a word?
Prey.
Prey, yes. They are necessary. We are part of the predators. We are part of that food chain.
Wow, you're right.
Yes.
Oh my
Imagine
goodness.
if there was no predators, if nobody ate meat, if everybody was vegan, the population would go out of control. There would be so much herbivores, all the plants would die out, and we would all die out.
Oh my goodness, I didn't think of that. Wow.
You trolling?
All right, let me help you out. Let me help you out, my dear boy. Number one, Again, just because animals do it and it's an animal kingdom doesn't mean we should too. Male lions eat other lions' cubs. Are we going to start eating each other's babies because our animals do it? No, exactly. It's weird and disgusting and wrong. And number two, again, you're breeding these animals into existence. You're causing the overpopulation that you're complaining about. You're breeding these animals. That's the issue. So you causing about overpopulation. You killed 90 billion animals a year. You're unalive them. You're causing the issue, not me.
I don't go out and unalive them. I just consume them.
You're paying for it, my dear boy. That's the same thing. Learn to listen.
All right, I'm just
Alrighty.
saying.
And he has nothing else to say. Make sure you're above 18 as well. How old are you?
No, I'm 19.
All right, what do you want to debate?
Shoot, the God is imaginary.
You believe in God?
Yeah, I do.
Where's your evidence?
My evidence is in the thing. I don't know why I paused there, my fault, but not only in our natural surroundings and the scientific research, but also the historical evidence.
Okay, can you show me any of that indicates God is real or how it does?
I got you. There's at least.
Hello, sir?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Hello? I can hear you. Can you show me the
you can hear me?
evidence?
All right.
I can hear you. Can you show me the evidence?
One off my memory is the stone, the split stone of Mount Horeb. You know about that?
The what?
The split stone of Mount Horeb. So if you search it up, just search up the stone of Horeb. It should pop up.
Okay, how does that?
And that,
what happened? How did it?
because that is a scriptural, what you call it? That's from a scriptural story that talks about Moses splitting a rock that God told him to split for his people. And if you look at that rock, there's no. You said what?
How do you know that it came from God and it didn't come from natural occurrences?
Because it was a scriptural story that was written, and naturally that can't happen like scientifically. Because the whole area around it is dry. Everything else is bone dry. There's no signs of erosion or anything except that rock and the area surrounding.
Thing is, again, that doesn't necessarily mean that it was a God at all, and it doesn't prove a God in any way, shape, or form, and it doesn't necessarily prove your God either. It can clearly be, there's something called water erosion. I don't want to have to educate you in geography. There's clearly definite scientific explanations of how this could occur. So I'm gonna need you to go and educate yourself on geography, and then come back to me.
I'm telling you that the rock let water out of it. The rock let water out of it. That's what I'm telling you.
Dear boy, hold on 1 second, my dear boy. Let me help you out. Again, you can have scientific explanations for these things. You're not bringing up any point. You're just saying things for the sake of saying things. This isn't bringing up any point.
Ignoring the point.
Appreciate the gifts. No, I'm not ignoring the point. It's just you don't understand geography and you want me to educate you on basic geography and you're signing it to God.
Pride. If you think I'm not understanding because you refuse to research it, that's pride.
No, it's not pride. You're just not. You know, it's not pride whatsoever. You don't. Can you define what pride is? Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts.
Yes. Pride is thinking you know better than others. And that you are better than others.
It's not pride if I actually do know better than you, and I'm trying to educate you, which I don't want to have to do because you should be very big. But you're not listening.
You just tried to explain what water erosion was to me like I'm dumb. I understand what water erosion is to you. That's why I'm trying to explain it to you because I feel like you would understand the scientific facts of it.
You'd realize exactly how that can occur because it can occur from the fact that simply rocks, again, they go through erosion. It's called abrasion, erosion. There's plenty of ways. It's basic geography. I don't have to explain it to you. You don't actually know that it's necessarily from a higher God. You're just assigning it to that. There's no evidence that it has a direct cause.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that a God hit the rock and made water fly. I'm saying that the God told the man to strike the rock with the staff, and humanly, physically, scientifically, no human can break that rock, right?
It didn't come from natural occurrences.
Moses struck the rock with his staff, and water flowed out of the rock. That's why that erosion is still only around that rock and nowhere else.
Scientific explanations behind it. That's the question. Thank you so much for the gifts.
Sorry, can you repeat?
How do you know it didn't have scientific explanations behind it? Thank you for
No,
the
I'm saying the scientific explanation behind it, what you call it, counteracts regular scientific occurrences in history.
No, simply no. There is definitely science behind rocks breaking. You assigning it to a god that you have no evidence for is just ludicrous, and it's
This
seriously an
has
embarrassing
not
joke.
happened anywhere else, though. So how can you tell me that something that hasn't happened anywhere else
You don't
and
know
is
100%
specifically
word
set
for word.
aside as a historical scriptural evidence?
Anyway, let's get someone else in who has actual proper evidence and is not just has a lack of understanding of basic geography and how rocks work. This is so embarrassing. Hey, what you want to debate?
Hello. You mentioned earlier that the Bible contradicts itself, didn't you?
Yeah.
Then you also mentioned that God was the reasoning for the floods. Is that
Yeah.
also true?
Yes.
So doesn't that debunk your point that God is imaginary if you blame him for the floods?
No, I'm saying from the people that believe it. I don't believe that happened. I don't believe that's the case, but a lot of people do. So in the case that you do believe it, then you'd have some other issues to contend with as well. It's called an internal critique. I mean, critiquing it from your perspective, not from what I believe.
So what do you actually believe then? Because not even the devil believes in Jesus. You know that, right?
The devil's not real.
So what do you
Can you show
believe
me that
then?
he exists?
So you
I don't
don't
have to
so
believe
you don't
anything. I'm
believe in
humble.
good or evil?
Like, no,
Are you
no evidence
spiritual?
of it. Show me the evidence.
I mean, you don't
No,
need
there's no evidence of that either.
Can you see air?
Yes, you do need evidence.
Can you see air?
Visually, no. I mean, yes, actually. Tornadoes,
No,
hurricanes,
answer yes or
tornadoes.
no. Can you see air?
What do you mean see air?
Can you see air? O2, H2O, whatever it's called. Can you see air?
O2 with the naked eye? No.
Exactly. So why do you need evidence for God then? If you can feel
Number
his
one, we can have chemical tests for O2. Again, if you have a lit splint, it'll relight the splint. With H2, it'll cause a squeaky pop if you put it next to a lit splint and you put hydrogen next to it, so we can observe the properties. We cannot observe any properties of God because there's no evidence of it. Oh, and he ran away. Oh my goodness, he actually has a brain? Oh, I gotta run. I gotta go, man. I'm scared. Oh my goodness, let me add this dude back in. Please have a proper argument. Please say it quickly instead of going to a whole explanation.
Okay.
Which
First point, God is imaginary. I'm debating that.
where's your evidence?
Fine-tuned universe. So basically, with the laws of physics, if they were just slightly different in a huge spectrum of possibilities, like by a factorial of like 32 or something crazy like that, our universe would just be all hydrogen. There'd be no life. There'd be no chance whatsoever for consciousness to form.
Oh, so you're saying that our universe is so fine-tuned that life is available to live.
Yeah. So it's basically, imagine if you flipped a coin 100 times and it came up heads every single time. There would be some extraordinary thing happening to cause such a small chance of something happening like that. There's a much lower chance that the laws of physics are such that anything at all arises besides hydrogen.
Okay, number one, I don't see how this proves God at all. You're saying that there's a very small chance. Number one, that's not even the case. We only have our universe as a sample size. So from what we know, this could have only been the only case. And so this would have been 100% the case, 100% of the time. In fact, we just don't know enough. There's so many could-haves that doesn't necessarily prove what you're saying. And I admit, flipping heads every time would be very unlikely, but it doesn't necessarily make the God true whatsoever. And number two as well, how many extinction events we've had? This universe is not very fine-tuned for life, especially Earth. With the amount of extinction events, I don't think God did a very good job of making it very hospitable to living beings.
That's true, but it's the chance of anything at all is so. If you look into the fine tuning stuff,
No, that doesn't prove God. It doesn't prove God. It just doesn't
it
prove
doesn't
God.
prove
Even
it,
if
but
you don't even know that's the case. I just told you that it's 100% of the time this will be the case. So you're just wrong. And even if that is the case that it's low, that it doesn't prove a God at all. So what? There's hydrogen and doesn't prove anything.
Us having uncomfortable themes right now.
Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Anyone wants to move on to the next guest? I'm probably gonna end the live soon. I've been live for almost 2 hours. Appreciate you guys being here. Double tap the screen. Check out my YouTube for my other debates as well. Double tap the
Hi.
screen.
Okay,
Hey,
I
would
brought my
you
pictures.
what? How do you?
I brought
Okay,
pictures.
yeah. What's it for?
Okay, let's
You
go.
got
Hold on.
pictures?
I did.
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Hold on one second. I am putting it up right now. Here's the one basically that's perfect for you to see. It's literally right there on Google. When you look it up, you're gonna have to make it big probably, or can you see it from there?
One moment. One moment.
It simply
One
states
moment.
that hope is not a. Yeah, there you go. Don't look at me. Hope is
Hope
not a
is.
cognitive process. It's a way of thinking, rather than emotion. So, with
Okay,
that said, I'm kind of right, which
not
means that
really. But okay, sure, it's a cognitive way of thinking. Hope. Although I'd argue it can kind of be based on emotion, but sure. Even if
it's
we
an emotion, it's a
indicate that,
process, and it's something that literally
doesn't.
is not something that we can choose. We have six motivations in life. The six motivations are: the first one is fear, second one is hope. So fear makes you a communalist or separatist. Hope is theist or anti-theist. The third one is desire, so you're a leader or follower. Fourth one's need, and that is master or novice. Fifth one is guilt, which will make you a conditioner or conditioned. And the sixth is innocence, which will make you observer or observed. So we have the two of each, two of them. It doesn't matter if they're the same or whatever. But the point is that it is a motivation. So there is a whole class of people that need to have their faith. And yes, you're right about everything else. However, the faith part, it stays. So therefore, you just need to teach them better because they're going to believe whatever they want to believe. But the thing is, if you tell them that this is what the belief is, then maybe that'll fix some of the problems that you think come with religion.
Okay, no, I'll think about that. I'll look into it. I appreciate you providing
I'll
your
take it.
insight and the
Thank
screenshots.
you.
And yeah, fair enough. I'll look into it and I'll see, perhaps adapt the way that I relay my message. Appreciate you coming on and sharing what you're sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And appreciate all the gifts as well.
Yo,
Oh, snap. Hey, what do you want to debate?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
What do you want to debate?
Oh, veganism.
Why aren't you vegan?
I'm not vegan because an omnivorous diet is the most healthy and well-rounded.
Not true at all. You can be perfectly healthy on a vegan diet. Number two, you can also avoid the billions of
Doesn't
animals
work for
that
everyone,
breathe
though.
like you. 1 second, my dear boy. You can have also caused the suffering of billions of animals that breathe like you, think like you, feel pain like you, are living beings who want to survive like you, and you can avoid slaughtering billions of them just for tickling your taste buds. You can avoid that.
Okay, is
So,
eating liver tickling my taste buds, little bro?
pardon?
Is eating liver tickling my taste buds? Can you find me one? Can you find me one plant source at all, anything other than any other meat, that is even comparable to the health benefits that liver or any other organ meat for that matter gives you? Because they're the only superfoods on the entire planet.
Yeah, so pasta, beans, tofu, seitan, and there's plenty of other vegan foods as
Pasta.
well. Pastas. Yeah, there's absolutely plenty of vegan foods that you can eat that absolutely provide benefits. Yeah, I know the vitamin B12 myth that, oh my goodness, you're not going to get your vitamins and proteins. That's actually false. You can actually be perfectly healthy on a vegan diet. Number two, again, you don't need meat can actually have negatives with high cholesterol, especially as a lot of meats contain a
You eat
lot of
cholesterol.
yeah, cholesterol. That's what I said. Learn to
You
listen.
eat it.
1 second, my dear boy. Again, as well as other issues as well of cholesterol, heart disease, heart failure that come with meat and eating red meat that is processed and that can be unhealthy for you. So essentially, you're simply wrong. I don't know what else you want to say it to me. I can provide you a source from the National Institute of Health that literally says plant-based diet and long-term health, and plant-based has more benefits for both human health and environmental impact than omnivorous diets or even more meat-based diets. Literally just factual.
Okay, a lot of those studies are very lazy, and they're using processed. They're using heavily processed meats. I was talking. You just cut me off.
Listen, let's come down to planet Earth and let's use our brains. Number one, saying a study is lazy just makes no sense and just shows you're not prepared for this debate. Number two, it's from the National Institute of Health, a very reputable, and PubMed, a very reputable institution in health and science, and it's been fact-checked and peer-reviewed by other sources as well. So simply, you're just going to keep ignoring it. That's on you. If you want to keep being immoral and slaughtering innocent animals and hurting yourself and hurting the environment for no reason, you can absolutely continue to do that. But I provided you with the evidence, and it's on you whether you want to believe it or not.
Okay, I don't buy $6 Walmart